Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and this is A-Train 9 version 4. What we're looking at here is the massive factory area that we built up in the last episode, which has turned quite a nice profit. I've advanced the game to the end of the year, so we're at December 31st, so I'll get my tax assessment pretty soon, which is always a joy. But we can see our train here is, still merrily carting stuff out of the city. And everything is making a profit. In fact, if I were to look at any one of these factories, they'd all have made around the same amount. So this one's pushing, that's close to a million profit this year, and this one is just over a million profit. So all of these factories are they're making good profit over the course of the year. Now, I mean, I could multiply this up. I could switch to having multiple setups along these lines. But it is a bit of an eyesore when it comes down to it. I mean, the reason it's nice is because it's pretty much guaranteed income. Now, I mean, the question is, does it generate enough income to keep the city afloat? No. This alone is going to generate, 20, 30 million over the course of the year. And frankly, that's not really enough to keep me going. The other thing that we get, of course, is that the train itself that makes close to, if we call it up here, this chap here is it's going to be rattling along, making $500,000 to $1 million a day. So I mean, that's where the real money comes from. Is from the train actually selling those goods for me. It's a relatively decent profit generation system. It's making $500 million a year. Not bad at all. I have had to manipulate the markets once more, because if I just advance through to the end of the day here, the amount of property tax I'm going to have to pay is going to be significant. And it's almost to the point, balances have diminished. Oh, what are you talking about, man? There we go. My total debt is $922 million. That's ridiculous. That's a mad amount of money to owe right there, and it's all down to property tax. No, I've got $2 billion in the bank, so that's not a dreadful thing, but I made $1.5 billion of that through trading on the stock market. So I mean, and that's one of the issues with the game. Now, one of the things I could do, of course, is I could start to sell off some of the buildings that are generating money, which to me seems counterintuitive, and maybe that's why I never do it, is because it seems counterintuitive. Why would you sell off something that's making money? Surely if you're paying tax on that money, the tax should be more than... the tax should be less than the amount of money it brought in, right? Surely. I don't know. I've never gone through a year without going on a spending spree of some description to actually figure that out. Now, where are we here? Why are my railroad services costing me cash? I should be raking it in. Anyway, after this brief interlude lamenting the costs associated with taxation, we will today expand our train kind of transportation, our transportation routes. Yes, because one of the things that we're also doing is we've got this truck who's escaping my view here, constantly loading this depot up with goods from the factory complex. And this whole area, with apart from these solar plants, which of course I put up myself, pretty much the whole of this area has been built by the AI, which also means that the two passenger services I've got running out of this line here are actually profitable. So if we look at this chap, who is number 14, as you can see, the running costs so far today have been 30,000, and he's made 90,000 profit. Well, thank you very much. 90,000 revenue. So, still 50, 60,000 profit. That's decidedly acceptable. And they're maxing out the number of passengers they've got on those trains, which again is exactly the kind of thing I want to see. And there's some balloons, look. How lovely. Right, anyway, so I want to extend out, because this is the kind of the end of the road. And my plans here long term will be to move this depot around to different areas in this kind of region in order to get encourage the AI to build the whole thing up as much as possible. And then once that's done, I can then just basically rebuild this route out any direction I please, whichever way suits me. So here we go. Right, so this is our dock front area. Now I removed the passenger port from here because, well, it was causing collisions between boats. So, you know, it only had itself to blame on that front. But since that point, I've not seen my container ship at all. Now, I've had it stall out previously and then return to duty later on. So I'm optimistic that it will come back and treat me to some free goods. But until that point, well, it's just sat there costing me money along with these two depots. Once that's going, of course, we can start building this area up a little more and excitement will reign. But we're going to build out from here up to where we just came from. Were you here for this bit? I started building a canal through there for reasons of excitement. But I'm just on a bit of a canal fixation at the moment. But we're heading up this way. There we go. Right, so over here. Now, at maximum zoom, you don't really get much of an impression of the route that you have to take. Or do you? There we go. Right, so if we're coming here, then we're sort of heading that way. Let's see, there we go. So I think first thing to do here will be to extend a couple of these lines down. Now, we've got this corner spot here just outside the factory complex, into which realistically I should expand a bit more city. If the goal is to Megacity this place up, then I need to save these two lines, or one of those lines at least, to head out in that direction. Actually, I can see, where are we? Let's bash this bit of track down. Ooh, as far as that. All right, and then no, I don't want to wiggle. There we are. Otherwise, I'll forget that I've got that bit of track available. Right. Okay. So, basically, how am I going to spread this out? So, I think, have I missed one, or have I just put an odd number of I guess I've just put an odd number on there. Fair enough. So, yes, I think this end one is going to head out pretty much in a straight line this way. Probably expanding into two lines further along, but we'll worry about that later. Meanwhile, these two here are going to be the ones that I'm focusing on now, in order to hopefully create another profitable route. Now, I mean, this is an initial push out in this direction, because later on we'll add stations along the way in order to keep this busy, but it's going to be, you know, a pretty hectic commuter route. Why do you not wish to go around that corner? It's a lovely corner. There we go. See there, just like that. Splendid. Right, and then we'll wheel it the rest of the way along. Now I'll probably have to smooth this off, which is always joyous. Where are we? Yeah, that's about right. There we go. But if the system lets me, hopefully we'll be able to get some fun kind of elevated track and de-elevated. I'm not convinced that's a word. But yeah, hopefully we'll get some fun track variants going on along the way. In fact, if I were to cut through this mountain, is this a good mountain to cut through? Where's the other end of the track? The other end of the track's down here. So if I were to just point in that direction. Okay, no, it doesn't seem to. It's not lending itself towards that kind of maneuver. Unless I purposefully do it. In fact, I'm going to purposefully do it just so that this is an interesting route that the train takes. Unlike the likes of Train Fever, the engines in this aren't quite as, or the locomotives, I should say, aren't quite as intolerant to cornering. Yeah, see, changed my mind. We're at tunnel. Here you are. That's a thing I decided to do. I'll stick that on there as well. It would be nice if it double tunneled it rather than using those two singles, but you can't have it all. I mean, if there were, I mean, there's a couple of things that are missing from A-Train that I don't know, reduce the effectiveness of the game overall, I think. So, AI traffic would be an absolute boon. I mean, that would really improve the game. But more than that, track and road laying is not forgiving at all. It just doesn't quite give you the level of flexibility that you want. Now, before I take this off in the direction we want to go, let's fix that there. Can I create... I can create a branch off there. Oh, okay. Good. Right. Because one of the things I want to do is I want to branch this this train network here off over in that direction as well. But obviously, our primary goal right now is to link all of this up so that I can at least create a service that runs between these two terminuses. Anyway, I know which ones I'm talking about, and I imagine you will too when I point at them momentarily. Yes, I'll take it. Right. So if we swing round there, I'm pretty sure that's the right end of the track. Right side of the track, even. There we go. Excellent. Right, likewise, I want you to go up some, if you would be so kind. Right, you can't do it there. See, this is one of the nuances of track building that is just annoying. You have to start. Your first bit of track has to be at the height you want it to be, or the height you want to get up to. Let's put it that way. And then there we are. Yep, right like that. Now, have I lucked? Oh, you see, look, that's gone even better than I anticipated. I thought it'd be close, but actually, I've managed to get that to line up perfectly. Yeah, and it's just it's an annoyance. You can create quite nice effects, but it's not. It doesn't make it easy. It tries to fight you the entire distance. And are you going to? Are you just going to make life difficult all the way around here? Just follow the curve of your pal. There you go. All right, and then hook it up onto there, and everybody's happy. Great, right, so there you are, bit of track laid, nice bit of under and over, and the next thing I need to do is I need to get some, points on this side, and I'll probably do exactly the same as I've done with the neighbouring track, which is make it so one service comes in on one side of the station and the other comes in on the other side. The question is, what train am I going to be playing with today? Given that I am in no way a Japanese train aficionado. Right, so it looks like we're going to have a shared station here. I need to watch this for a sec because I've not really... No, the one thing that I don't have a full grasp on in this particular build is exactly what all my trains are up to. I know they're all doing, they're doing good works. In fact, you just sat there. 12. No. Train, there we go, 12. Well, you've made some money today, so alright, let's advance the time a touch and see what he gets up to next. Could be that he's just nipping next door and then coming back again. But he's certainly not running in the middle of the night. Where are we? There we go. Right, where are you heading to? Well, presumably, given that he can't go any further than that, that's his destination. Right, so what manner of train is this? Can I get some details on on the nature of this chap? Because we've got 3 stops along the way here, but this needs to be a relatively speedy service. It's yeah. Give me some details. What is it? It's a 787 series. Thank you very much. Right. Okay. So let's timetable the assistant here, and. When you would, when you'd be so kind as to be at the right end of the system. Right, go on, come on, on you go. Right, there we go. No, I don't need a save point. Right, here we go again. Timetable assistant time. Let's go we're going to treat this as everybody likes to drive on the right. There we go. Right, so departure time 6:30. Last start at 7 p.m. We'll see what we do. We see how we get on. Yes, is that right? Do passengers go? Yeah. All right, go for it. Okay, right, and then we'll take the branch. Right, and then when you're here, we'll wait for half an hour before pressing on. There you go. We'll ride this route before today's episode is out. Right, and then we'll have you wait half an hour, or will we? No, we'll go departure time. So we'll set the 6:30, and what did I say? 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, with a half-hour wait at each end. I will probably need to tinker with this. Otherwise, I'll end up with 2 trains trying to get into the same platform. Right, daily, yes. Got that all set. Departure time, yes. Right, okay, that should... No, it's not... No, we need to... I thought I had points on there. Evidently, I have missed those. Right, let's close the timetable system for now and get back up here. I must have put the points on the wrong... Yeah, I put the points on the wrong line. Like a fool. There we go. Starting to look like the scoreboard from Family Fortunes now with these 3 diamond crossovers. Right, you there, come back here. Train is what I'm after, and then timetable that assistant. Right, good. Okay, splendid. You finish your day off. You know what you're doing at this end. It's all good. Right, what time are we at? 6:30. Okay, so here's the evening service. So fundamentally, I want this guy to stop at the other end overnight, presumably about 8 o'clock. Yeah, that looks good. Right, so we'll go straight, and then it's 8 p.m. so he's not going to go again today. Half an hour wait time. That should be good. We're just going to have to switch it over on the points as it comes back out, which will be in the morning, around about 6-ish. There we go. Right, take the branch. Right, and all being well, I should be able to clone this train now. 40 minutes? No, 30 minutes. Direction reverse? No, direction straight. Onwards. There we go. Okay, good. So that's that now set up. What I've now got to do is make sure I've got the right train consist going on. We've got here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right. Could I just buy a duplicate of that? I guess not. Right. 787 series. Is it a commuter? Do we think? Well, there's all passenger trains. That's not bad. 787. I will see it. I'm certain of it. Okay. So much for being certain of it. There's not really even a telltale. What about? There we go. Right, where's... yes. Well, that's the right stuff right there. Yes, I want one. Where is it? Where's it living? If we go to all... No? No. Okay, right, you're trying to make it difficult on me. Alright, so if we go to all, and then we go to that one again... There it is. Right. It's a limited express. Right, thank you. Yes. I'm probably pressing buttons in the wrong order here, but limited express. The 787. Where are you? There. Okay, and we said 8, I believe, which is the long one. Right, confirm that old purchase. Right, so there we go. We'll take number 12 and we'll copy its timetable. We'll stick this guy on here, paste, place it down, going the opposite way. Now, if I had any sense, what I'd do is I'd wait until the end of the day. You go up that way, and then if you would be so kind as to turn around. I may get lucky. We'll just have to see. If both these trains try and get into the same station at the end of the day, that's not going to pan out well. But it looks like, yeah, this is going to work. I'm pretty sure it's going to work. The other one hasn't left. Okay, this is good. This is solid stuff. What? Ah, no, I can move down. Right, I want to put these two next to each other, given that they're running the same line. That should be quite profitable. Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's nothing to get overexcited about in adding one new train. But that's the challenge right now. Now, I mean, when I expand this route out to be more something more fleshed out, what I'll end up doing is trying to run as many down this section of track as possible, and in the process we'll work on a far more in-depth timetable. Right, let's go to the train window. Yeah, as if I imagine. See, there's the other one coming in now. That's quite a nice view. Right, let's get rid of that. So there we go. I mean, that'll do it. This is the Spartan nature of the setup that I've got right now, and it's going to stay that way until the terminus at the other end has really started to build up. Now, hopefully, the passengers that I'm shoveling along in this direction will help to encourage our lords and masters of the AI to expand further. But this station could be quite something when it's fully stocked. I don't know for sure. I want to follow this back in the other direction as well, because that's the mood I'm in. There we go. Turn it around. Right, off we go. So there we go. That's going to do it for today. Thank you very much for watching. I've been Colonel Failure. This is a slow burner of a series, as I'm sure you can appreciate. But it is quite satisfying once you actually get stuff running correctly, and once you get things timetabled up. I think the real mission that I need to go on is expanding out of the turnaround loop, which is the end of one of the sections of the setup I built originally. And with that running all the way to the terminus at the north end of the map, I think we could be in a position to run exciting numbers of trains up and down that line. So that's what I'm going to aim for in the next episode, I think that's the way to go. And I hope to see you then. So please throw a like at this one if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you've not yet done so, to ensure you don't miss out. And I'll catch up with you very soon. Now, you see, now look, hold on, wait. I'm going to time this so that I say my last bit just as we're coming into the station. Please hold. Wait for it. It's going to be worth it, trust me. We're only stopping here for half an hour. Any time now. Oh, look, there's a truck. Come on. There we go. Right, wait for it. So I'll catch up with you very soon. Thanks for watching today. I've been Colonel Failure. Cheerio. No, still got the timing wrong.